Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Tarun's Thoughts. My name's Tarun Shetty. Ta-da! Hope everyone's having a magical weekend. I mean, so much going on in the world. What am I doing? What did I do this weekend? Let's see. I went walking and running up random hills in Los Angeles. I made some short movies, which are on my Instagram. You can watch it there. I wrote some blogs. Again, I find this kind of cathartic. It is depressing, and I do have my mood swings like everybody else probably, but I'm trying to stay busy and just keep chugging along. And my brother sent me this video, and it was about this girl in New York. No, she sent me this article, a New York Times article, and it was about this girl in New York, and I guess she does this nightly, I don't know, show. That got like a lot of buzz, and they like showcase 10 people like, here are the quarantine comedians doing their live acts every night. And like in comedy, there's always this thing where like the train is leaving without you, right? And you've got to jump on the train. And for a second, I was like, I had that feeling. I was like, oh my God, like I should be doing some kind of live show too. My God, I should be jumping on this. Because honestly, I barely have a following. I mean, 1,000 Instagram followers is nothing, and they locked me out of Facebook, so I can't even access my fan page on Facebook anymore for some weird reason. And then I was like, well, I don't even want to do this. Like, why would I even be interested in trying to keep up with the Joneses? And right now, when I stand up, there's a lot of these Zoom comedy shows going on. I'm sure you've seen this. Basically, they're comedy shows done on a teleconference, and you jump on with 12 other comedians, and then you tell your jokes to your camera. It looks pathetic to me because comedy was not meant to be experienced through a teleconference. There should be like laughter, that dynamic energy exchange between you and the audience, crowd work, whatever. So I was approached to do a show, and I just said no. I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. This sounds completely horrific, and I'm not going to subject myself to this. Comedy's already hard enough. I don't need some pity laughs. Like I can be creatively expressive in my own crazy world here, without the need of a teleconference. And I was really thinking about finding and being true to your own voice, because I think with life especially, we can be diverged in many different paths, and it's really easy. And I'm guilty of that, especially in my 20s. Remember when I was coming up as a young stand-up comedian, like it was very formulaic, like what you had to do. You had to do this, get in this club, pass at this comic strip, you had to get on SNL, you had to do this. It was just like, I felt like I was just grinding out, like I felt like I was going to like medical school or something, and I was like doing what the steps that I had to do to graduate. But in reality, there's no, especially entertainment, there's no box. Like you have to think outside the box. In fact, everybody that kind of came up from my generation, they all like came up some weird way. Like I remember, I used to know a lot of the Indians I pay attention to, like Mindy Kaling. I heard she wrote a play or something. Like she wrote a play that got her a lot of buzz. Aziz Ansari did like a one-man show or something. Like that wasn't stand-up. I mean, again, this is just being true to who they were as people. And I feel like in life you have to be and pay attention to staying in tune with your own voice and staying true to it. And that's extremely hard to do. I'm sure that transfers over to real life. You have like a normal job. In fact, I feel that like we've got to get married by a certain age, have kids by a certain age, have a job, that makes this much amount of money. And people just, throw caution to the wind and just give up what they want to do for these other things that are being told to us. And honestly, not to sound like a dick, but usually people love telling other people what to do. Like, I don't know what is wrong with human society, but I can't even stand it. People tell me all the time, like, Darren, you should just be touring the Northwest and just, developing, your stand-up act. I was like, dude, I don't want to just do stand-up in some shitty comedy club in the Midwest somewhere, or wherever. I want to be doing other things. And, you know, people say the same thing. You know, grandparents, you gotta have kids at this age, and, you know, your wife's nagging you, you gotta go out and, you know, whatever. These are horrible examples, but you get what I'm saying. But when you have success, whatever you're doing in the world, people tend to back off. For example, I think it was Russell Peters, you know, the top man, somebody like that. And they were like, yeah, when I was coming up, it sucked because everyone was telling me because I was broke. You know, I got to change paths. And, you know, when I made it, you know, things, they have to like kind of shut up. They have to by default. And usually that expression of human voice takes a long time to cultivate. A great story about Picasso. I remember somebody told me this, or I read somewhere that he was at a coffee shop and somebody saw him and they were like, hey, Picasso, can you draw me a picture? And he drew something like really quick and he was like, here, $20,000. And they were like, it took you 10 seconds to draw that. But he was like, yeah, but I've been an artist for like 50 years. You know, it took me 50 years to learn this, which speaks to that. You know, it takes a long time to compress a piece of coal into a diamond. And I feel like as our human voice, we owe it to ourselves to put in the work. And that's extremely hard to do when you've got 10,000 different people coming at you, telling you to be different. We can sabotage ourselves too, right? I mean, God, how many times have I just gone off the track somewhere and just, you know, had to like do some soul searching? So how do we do that? Well, I think it's different for everybody. Again, there's 1,000 videos you can watch on YouTube who probably articulate it way better than I can ever. But me personally, if you want to hear what I do, I think I try to just get away from the noise. I try to be quiet. I try to be still. I've said this before, I meditate. But I also try to feel like what's inside of me. Like that Zoom conference, stand-up comedy show. Like right away, it was like, this feels horrible. I'm find it revulsive, and I don't want to be anywhere near the Zoom comedy show. So I said no to it immediately. But when I write, even though I don't have like this huge following, I do feel like there's like a natural fluidity to it. And, you know, hopefully I'm hoping that that's my inner compass. Even like when I make these short films, like I really haven't made films like that in a bit, but there's something really natural about it. And I tell myself, you know, don't put that pressure, like do not put that pressure on yourself to look at the numbers, like how many people are viewing it, how many people are reading it to dictate my happiness. Like do it for the expression of my human spirit. Which sounds, I know, totally lofty, but sometimes you kind of have to think like that to get through the days. So I hope at the end of all of this, like maybe there's a silver lining, like people actually use this time to reflect and find, you know, what they really want to do. Like there's gonna be like a whole new generation and a wave of artists, or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe people are becoming, you know, businessmen and doctors or whatever, because they're inspired by what they're seeing in the world. Like it'd be really cool if there's a positive at all for all this thing, because I can see it. I can see this for myself. Like I'm trying to I'm like wondering what's really important to me on a day-to-day thing. And like I think time is so important, and it goes by so quick. We all know that it's fleeting, and you gotta strike now. Gotta strike now, because as we've seen, nothing is permanent. So have a great week. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.